Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the casino that is the stock market. My name is Shades. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe and give the video a like. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's jump into the video. Is the Fed meeting Friday? We have Jackson Hole, where we will have Jerome Powell speaking as well. For the time being, I mentioned this yesterday. There's not much to talk about because we know they're gonna not drop PRs. They're not a PR heavy company. They drop PRs here and there, but for the most part, it takes a while for a nice PR to get out there and send the share price up. In the meantime, the stock is still going sideways between $4 and $6 for all intents and purposes. You guys know what to do. We buy the bottom. We buy as close to $4 as possible and swing it to the upside. We went sideways here all last week essentially. And today, Tuesday, the day before the Fed meeting, there's been some sell-offs. We got Riot selling off. We have Bitcoin had a huge sell-off today as well. Look at that big red candle. We had a bunch of sell-offs in the market. I think Nvidia's selling off too. Remember, you got to keep track of Nvidia as well. Because if Nvidia's struggling, you're going to see Sound show. So yeah, Nvidia sold off today. Red candle. We'll see how it closes. People are buying the dip. So what we're seeing is a lot of, even SPY, I believe. Yeah, SPY. We're seeing a lot of red because people don't want to hold and going into an important meeting like the Fed minutes. So no one should be surprised by this. If anything, a nice little dip opportunity. But because tomorrow could dictate whether the market comes down and starts to, people don't want to use the term bear market, but tomorrow can decide whether we continue trending to the downside or if we're going to skyrocket. But it's going to depend entirely on what's said, especially on Friday. So for now, look, if the stock's going to go sideways like this, best to just sit back and not touch it. Because it's going sideways here, I wouldn't buy it. Here it goes sideways at $4, $3.90. That's where you want to buy. When you see sideways action down there, that's when you want to accumulate it right there. But not up here. So let it drop, in my opinion. We'll probably come down to 450, which has acted as support back then. So maybe keep an eye on that tomorrow. But this whole week is going to be just it's going to be 2 weeks of just dud action. Let me put it that way. Like, we're just not going to get much movement. The past, literally since the 9th of this month, which is insanity when you think about it. Since the 9th of this month, we have been going sideways between 476 and 522 for all intents and purposes. Like, yeah, we came up as high as 550, but that was just that one candle and that's it. So we've been going sideways literally since the 9th of this month. So for 11 days now, we haven't moved much of anywhere. So that's how you know something big is about to happen. Anyways, I want to keep this video short and sweet. You guys know the game plan. Just keep an eye on this support down here. The 450 area does tend to act as support. And with tomorrow coming up, that could be an area we touch and then bounce. So other than that, I don't think buy at 4, sell at 6. Earnings, we don't have earnings anymore. Can we change that text? Yeah, we can. Earnings that's done and over. We did get a nice pop on earnings, but that was short-lived. It got sold off immediately. And stop loss under 350 is optional. And I put bear market question mark because again, we don't know what's going to happen next. We have no idea. Tomorrow the market could just get spooked and we go into extreme fear again and we just start dumping. So that's, people don't get, I am playing it very safe right now. Like, normally I probably would have added some of my favorite stocks already, but we just don't know what's going to happen. And we can make predictions, but it doesn't mean anything. The market is going to do what it does. The one thing we want to avoid though is buying right here, right now. And we think, oh, it's going to run up. But then the market decides to do the opposite. And we go into a huge bear market. And now a bear market, it's going to send it back down to $2, $3, possibly even lower. Because during the bear market, it came down as low as 93 cents. So I'm sure you guys remember. And then it bottomed out at 93 before running back up to $5. So a bear market can send it really cheap. And so do you really want to be holding up here at $5, $4.50 if it's going to get real cheap? So yeah, look, I'm just saying, play it cautious, be disciplined, especially right now when you got Bitcoin. For the past few days, you've had Bitcoin just kind of going nowhere, and the SPY was going up. It's not until today that we're getting our first sell-off on the markets the day before the big meeting. So other than that, we know that the stock has analyst price targets of 750 average. So technically speaking, if you want to go off of the analyst, yeah, if you want to go off of the analyst, let me see if I can pull up the news here. You know, which small caps, where is it? Time to jump in, says analyst about Soundhound AI. So that's up to you guys. If I don't know who listens to analyst, I don't. I only listen to myself because analysts don't. Sometimes I think those people have an agenda. I don't think they're looking out for your best interest. Whereas I'm just gonna tell you, hey, here's the trading range. You guys know I love trading ranges. Buy at the bottom and sell it when it goes up. Analyst ratings. What is this? Soundhound. But yeah, we know they just made a huge acquisition, so there should be a lot of PRs coming that are going to send it. We know it can fly. We know it can fly. We know. We've seen this before. We know it can move even on a PR where they get a partnership with a restaurant. So yeah, it has a moderate buy. Out of 6 analysts, 1 has given a hold and the other 5 have given a buy with the current price of $7.50. So I don't know how. I've never even used other analyst price targets, but based off of what they have to say, it's a buy and a hold and a strong buy, but there are no underperforms or sells, which is interesting. So no one thinks this stock is garbage, is really what it comes down to. And we did get an upgrade by HC Wainwright and Co. Buy to buy. I think that's it. I wonder, has anyone? I'm just doing some research, extra research here on the side because I am curious. Percent of shares held by all insiders, 2.33%. So insiders don't really. Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious as to what insiders are doing. Are these recent? Let's see. Marcus Lawrence. Sale. They sold when it ran, which you can't blame them for that. Yeah, you can see sold at 906. Yeah, 902.63. So no buys from the. Is this the CEO? I believe. Or is it the? Who is this? The director? Yeah. So no buy executions. Just a lot of sales. So clearly, that's interesting. You know, if you really think about it, all these people, they were selling at, when it popped to $10, they sold at $7, $8, $5. They were selling off. And it seems like on average, they were selling off at around $7. So in my opinion, that tells me that the insiders, they believe that $7 is, that's kind of a little too high for them. Like they sold off there because they believe it's probably not worth that much. I mean, if you think about it, right? If every insider is selling at around similar share price, not only are they taking profits, and you can't blame them, right? But at the same time, if they're selling around the same price, it's like, okay, then they probably don't believe it's it's probably not a good deal to buy when they're selling, right? So I would, I think, in my opinion, just based off of that, based off of the insiders all selling at around the $7 mark, combined with the price analyst targets of $7.50, I would buy at $4 and under and accumulate it, because we've already seen this can make some big moves, especially on a Nvidia. Look, if Nvidia invests more in this, we're gonna get that news and it'll send it. There are so many potential catalysts for this. So that's what makes it great. because right now, despite these fluctuations here, that's nice. You know, we get to make 30 to 50% because of these fluctuations in this trading range. But one catalyst, and we know it can go 10, 20. So anyone holding a bag at 10, I wouldn't be concerned, because I know there are some of you who have told me I'm holding at $10. I should not have bought the top. Thankfully, you bought an AI stock with a lot of potential, and not some Mullen stock, for example. Because there's people that bought that, and you can see just you can see very clearly on the chart. It just, if you bought the top on this one, you're never it's never coming back up for you. But that's because that's a garbage stock. This is not a garbage stock. This has a lot of potential. So if you're holding a bag at 10 plus, don't worry. It'll come back for you. That's it for the video, guys. Just telling you my thoughts after looking at insiders when they were selling and why they were selling and around what price on average they were selling, and looking at the analyst ratings. So overall, it's like very positive, despite that short report that came out trying to bash the stock and say that it's just a restaurant, whatever. They just work with restaurants. It doesn't matter. Look where it's holding. As long as buyers continue to step up here. This is the weekly chart, by the way. Look at that. Buyers just continue to step in at under $4. So why not buy there and make some money? All right, guys, that's it for the video. Good luck out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.